Silent scan.
Hello and welcome to the Tactical channel. If you too are a suburban operator or a weekend bushcrafter and or just like to see some gear that you're probably never going to use, make sure to hit that subscribe button and also the little bell notification so that you're sure to not miss anything. Today we are taking a look at the Spyderco Manix 2. This particular one is an S110V with the blurple scales because I just could not control myself when I saw those purple scales, or as Spyderco likes to mislabel them, dark blue. So let's go ahead and we'll just get this thing started off right with the dimensions and facts that any Giacomo could look up if they just had the will to do it. This knife weighs in at 4.8 ounces, has a blade length of 3.37 inches, has a blade thickness of 0.125 inches, and an overall length of 8.3 inches. You can get this in a couple different steels. Comes in S30V is the standard model, which is what I would suggest. Comes in an upgraded, quote unquote, upgraded S110V, and there's also what is it, BD1 steel is also another one that comes in, which is slightly less popular. So let's go ahead and take a look at this knife. As you can see here, it has the Spyderco leaf shape with the standard Spyderco thumbhole opening, which works really well if you're not trying to work around the camera at all. There it is, right there. This one is this model is made in Golden, Colorado, United States, and it features jimping on the top and the bottom of the blade. Has, I don't know if this is an aesthetic feature or if it's considered to be jimping, but I'm going to call it jimping. I'm going to give them credit here. There's jimping on the top here, jimping in the finger troil, jimping on the back. Basically, if jimping is your fetish, you can find it on this knife. It has a 2-position tip up only, which is how God intends everybody to carry a knife. Pocket clip. It is the polished non-deep carry pocket clip, which is the only pocket clip they should ever give out. I hate painted pocket clips because after about a day of carrying, if you actually use it, it doesn't look nice anymore. The Spyderco Manix 2 features this less well executed Benchmade axis lock. It has a ball bearing seated on a spring where you pull back, and it is just, it's okay to use, but there is a learning curve. These pulls here are slanted a little bit, and it's just like it's not nearly as nice. Again, not nearly as nice as the actual axis lock. This thing's just a dream to pull back in. This you had to learn, and anytime there's a learning curve, you know, it tends to not be a good thing. And let's look at this. This is something that's going to take up a lot of real estate in your pocket. If you wear the 511 tactical casual pants, this is not going to fit in your pocket. You need something more like this guy's going to fit. This is, you're going to end up putting this in a cargo pocket or something. Very thick, takes up a lot of real estate in your pocket. But it is nice. It functions flawlessly as a cutting device. So as its first function of a knife, it does what it's intended to do. But like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, let's go ahead and get that on a little stand there, get you guys some eye candy. It does cut, so it functions as a knife. But the 110, the S110V, I haven't had a problem with it yet, but a lot of people complain about it being real chippy, and this is a problem with the knife community fetishizing hardness and blade retention on a knife blade. Apparently nobody has that extra 5 minutes a day to sharpen a knife, which explains why people don't work out enough, because they don't have 30 minutes, they don't have 5 minutes to sharpen their knives, let alone 30 minutes to go for a walk, because, you know, we lead those fast-paced lives. So being that nobody can take the time to sharpen their knives, you have to have above what any regular person would need blade retention. And when you have that, it ends up being hard and brittle. So the first time you hit a tic-tac with it, it's going to chip. If I had to do it over again, like I said, I'd get the the 110. Or I'm sorry, if I had to do it over again, I would get the S30V blade steel. But I mean, just look at how cool those scales look. There's no getting around it. It does have a lanyard hole because we all want to go ahead and go out in the woods and chop down 8-inch timber with our Spyderco Manix 2, and we want to make sure that it stays firmly in our hand. Because we all have those. None of us here lead regular lives where you wouldn't need something like that. Everybody needs to have a lanyard because you never know when you're going to have to fight a polar bear, and you definitely don't want to drop your knife when you're fighting a polar bear. But after all these things that I've said, kind of dogging on the knife a little bit, I do like it a lot. I would suggest purchasing it on Amazon for the best price. They can be had for anywhere between right around $100 to $150, again depending on what blade steel you get. In the description I will have the model you're seeing here in the S110V with the dark blue scales, and I'll also have the standard version, which is the one I would talk about. This thing does fit. We didn't even get the ergonomics or anything like that. This is just me rambling some random jag off on YouTube that doesn't make any money. But the whatever this is called, the scales, the G10. The G10 is I would say a light medium texture. Nothing super grippy. But then again, we don't all need chunks of meat ripped from our hands for our EDC knives. It's adequate, especially when you start throwing in the finger troils, stuff like that. It's definitely what you need there. The scales themselves seem to be holding up nicely. There is a little bit of dirt in there because I use my stuff a lot. Opening the beef jerky package that tends to want to get a little bit uppity. You gotta show them how it is and bust out the pocket knife. You can't let it be there mocking you like your 7-year-old girl and can't open your beef jerky package. So what I would rate this out of 10, because we live in a society where we have to rate things out of 10, women, people, presidents, cars, and in this case knives. I'm going to go ahead and give this knife, for the price, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 8.5 out of 10. It's losing some things because it's trying too hard to be a Benchmade with the less well executed axis lock. And also, I wish the I don't need this jimping all over here. It actually is a little bit uncomfortable with extended ungloved cutting. But if you're going to use this to fight a polar bear, it'll definitely stay in your hands. Alright guys, so if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, make sure, if you didn't already, to hit that subscribe button and also the notification button so that you're sure to not miss anything. That's all I got for you guys today. Tack out.